original-gamer.com. This is OG with a video review of Afro Samurai. I can't say enough that a black samurai with an afro just screams coolness. To best sum up Afro Samurai, think of it as an anime that Quentin Tarantino created, starring Samuel L. Jackson. The game does a lot of things well, but it's simply not that stellar of a game. You'll see why.
Are you the number two?
The story of Afro Samurai takes place in a futuristic yet feudal Japan, where it's all about being the number one. It's kind of like being a god. Our hero, Afro, is on a journey to become number one and avenge his father, who was killed by the current number one, Justice.
Afro, with me, or the number two headband will be lost to you.
When you play the game, you'll notice that the game plays a lot like other hack and slash games. There's a weak attack, a strong attack, and in this game a kick attack. By themselves, they do okay damage. It's when you switch it up between the attacks that you create longer combos that do a lot more damage. There's also a button to let you block and parry enemy attacks. The difference between the block and parrying is that parrying will leave the enemy open for attacks. Afro special attacks are called focus attacks. One focus attack slows down enemies and lets you do a powerful single attack that you have to charge up, but it'll let you cut off parts of the enemy's body. The other is called the overfocus attack that lets you kill enemies with just one hit. While some hack and slash games let you upgrade weapons and combos through some sort of power-up system, Afro Samurai actually has a level up system. That's right, kill a lot of enemies and you get to level up like an RPG. Once you level up, you get stronger and have access to more moves. Now, the enemies are pretty much the same. There's a few enemies that are a little bit harder than the others, so there's really nothing to get excited by the regular enemies. However, the bosses are fun since they offer a challenge. The first few bosses follow the simple patterns of blocking and parrying, then attacking when you've opened them up a bit. Later on, the bosses become much more difficult, and you're probably gonna die a few times before you find out the right tactic to defeat them. Now this all looks and sounds well and good, but there's a downside to the gameplay. First off, the screen has no indicators of your health, experience points, the focus meter, or any information at all. Like the Getaway for the PlayStation 2, the developers were attempting to give you a clear screen that makes it seem like you're playing the anime and not a game. But it's incredibly annoying because you're not given proper direction on what's what. Even the instruction manual is not that much help. Then there comes the camera that is not set up like other games. Whether you choose inverted or normal camera movement, it still doesn't work right, and you find yourself constantly readjusting the camera because it doesn't adjust automatically. And there's some places where you can't adjust the camera at all, so you're left trying to figure out where you're at on the screen. And enemies seem to find a way to get off camera, and when they attack you, you never know where they come from, since they're moving off camera. Presentation in this game is possibly the best when it comes to a game based on an anime. It uses cell shading, but not in that cartoony looking cell shading. Instead, it has a great looking darkness and gloom to it that is on par with the anime. Nice touch is the montage shot, showing different action on one screen, kind of like an episode of 24. The game has style, and the graphics show off that art style. But my favorite aspect of the game is the soundtrack. With RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan taking the helm, I'm reminded of the Kill Bill soundtrack, which he also worked on. What's so great about RZA is that he has such a profound knowledge of old kung fu and samurai movies that he comes up with these pieces of music that you swear you've heard in a movie before, but you haven't. He has just the talent to come up with that sound that's on par with what you've heard in the past. It's uncanny. And like Kill Bill, there's music in there that you swear you've heard in a movie from a long time ago, but you haven't. It's all original, but it sounds like it belongs in a classic 70s kung fu movie. Then there's some hip hop added into the scenes. There's rapping. I was a big fan of rap, not anymore, but the way they play the music, it's not like a jukebox style of Grand Theft Auto or EA games. Instead, they have the music go with whatever's going on the screen. If there's action taking place, the music fits the action. It has that same sort of rhythm of the action going on, which is the way it should be. And at the right time, the music just gives you goosebumps. You feel it, and it's incredible. By far, it's one of the most fun I've had just listening to the music while playing the game. If there's a soundtrack I would have sex with, this would be it. Voice acting is also top notch since it includes voice actors from the anime. That includes Samuel L. Jackson as the voice of Afro and Ninja Ninja, Kelly Hu as Okiko, and Ron Perlman as Justice. With actors that have worked together in the anime, they could transfer that same pacing and tone that they used in the anime, making for a seamless transition, unlike other games based on TV shows and anime, which have sort of an awkward tone to it, because the actors haven't worked with them before. And also the fact that they used the original actors is a big plus. It would really suck if they had to get some other voice actors to come on in and voice the characters.
Avenge me.
Clocking in around 6 to 8 hours, there's not much reason to replay Afro Samurai. After beating it, it's done with. You could play it again on the hard level, and of course you could go through it again if you're an achievement whore. Even though it looks great and sounds great, the gameplay is just not the best. Fans of the anime should definitely pick up the game, and for those wanting a good action game, you should look at renting it.